go and offer it as a sacrifice. But now, he the one came to redeem us. His blood. This is not, you see, when we say the blood of the lamb, we don't mean the lamb that was being offered at maybe during the Old Testament. This is the Lamb of God, Jesus Christ himself. As Peter was writing verses 17, if we can read verses 17. Since you call on a Father who judges each person's work impartially, live out your time as foreigners here in reverent fear. For you know that it was not with perishable things, such as silver and gold, that you were redeemed from the empty way of life handed down to you from your ancestors. As I was reading this, I was thinking, gold is the most valued thing in the world. The dollar that maybe sometimes tunasema imepanda, it may affect economy. The dollar has to be backed by gold for it to have value. But now the word of God says that we were not redeemed by these perishable. The perishable things like silver and gold. And as you continue, verses 18, 19, and 20, and 21, we read about how we were redeemed by this blood of Jesus. You see, Peter says, he talks about fear. You see, these people, the church that the people that he is writing to, are the same churches that were mentioned in verses 1. All the God's elect, the exile, scattered through the provinces. The provinces, all those provinces. And he knew that these people were in fear because one thing, they were scattered. And he says that he understood that he knew that there was natural fear of his audience, people who are enduring suffering. Because we covered about suffering from verses 1 to verses 12. They were enduring suffering. And he's telling them right now, do not fear. Because they were enduring the suffering of their own for Jesus. So he reminds them one thing. Since you call out to the Father, who judges each person by the works that they do not fear. He continues to remind them to continue hoping in him who redeemed them from the empty ways of life, which were handed down to them by the ancestors. You see, the same way maybe in our lives that we live, there is some things that pass from one generation to another. These same things they were the same things that were happening at that time. Some things were being passed from them to from the ancestors to them. But the word of God calls these empty ways. That Jesus Christ, this blood of Jesus Christ that redeemed them, it redeemed them from the empty ways. And now this calls us to honor, to live a life that is worthy of what was done on the cross, worthy of the death of Christ on the cross. As believers, Peter reminds us to appreciate the blood of Christ. Not a few things here. We were redeemed. We were redeemed not with the perishable things, such as silver and gold. Peter talks of the blood that is like that of the lamb without blemish. That is in verses 19. You see, when you are offering a lamb, you could not take a lamb with a blemish or which maybe imevujika Mungu, that could not be accepted. And Peter likens this sacrifice that was offered of the lamb that Jesus Christ died on the cross as that of the lamb without blemish. Like that of the lamb without any spot. And if that God went that far to offer his only Son, Jesus Christ, for us, so that we can be redeemed, he calls us to holiness. You see the way that the lamb that was offered, that Jesus Christ, like a lamb that without blemish, that's how that the Lord is calling us to live lives. You see, when the Lord will return for the church, there is a song that asks that kama nguo yako imeoshwa kwa damu, je, umeoshwa kwa damu? And is your life cleansed? Is your life cleansed by this blood, or do you value this blood? You see, when you live a life that is not holy,